Hello students, welcome to the next topic which is flow and error control. The most important responsibilities of the data link layer are flow control and error control. The flow control will tell how much data should be transmitted and how fast it should be transmitted. Whereas the error control, if there are any discrepancies in the data, then error control will come into picture. Collectively, these functions are known as data link control. These functions are collectively known as data link control. Flow control. Flow control coordinates the amount of data that can be sent before receiving an acknowledgement and is one of the most important duties of the data link layer. So it coordinates the amount of data that can be sent, how much data that can be sent. In most protocol, flow control is a set of procedures that tells the sender how much data it can transmit before it must wait for an acknowledgement from the receiver. So once the data is sent, how much data need to be sent? That is how the flow control will work before receiving the acknowledgement from the receiver. Flow control. The receiving device must be able to inform the sending device before limited speed and limited amount of memory limits are reached and to request that the transmitting device send fewer frames or stop temporarily. Before limited speeds are reached, it must be able to tell the sender that it has reached its limit and it should it should stop temporarily or send fewer frames. Each receiving device has a block of memory called a buffer reserved for storing incoming data until they are processed. So the incoming data will be stored in the buffers of the receiving stations. They must be buffered before processing can be done. If the buffer begins to fill up, the receiver must be able to tell the sender to halt the transmission until it is once again able to receive. So once the buffer, before the buffer fills up, the receiver must be able to tell the sender to halt the transmission until it is once again able to receive the data. Error control. Error control is both error detection and error correction. So error detection is easy when compared to error correction. And error control is both error detection and error control. It allows the receiver to inform the sender of any frames lost or damaged. If any frames is lost or damaged, it informs the receiver in transmission and coordinates the retransmission of those frames by the sender. So once if frames are lost or damaged, retransmission of those frames has to be done by the sender. In the data link layer, the term error control refers primarily to the methods of error detection and retransmission. So in the data link layer, error control means error detection and retransmission. Error control in the data link layer is often implemented simply. Anytime an error is detected in an exchange, specified frames are retransmitted. So if any error is occurred or if there is any discrepancies, then the frames are retransmitted. This process is called automatic repeat request, which stands for short form ARQ. Automatic repeat request. Now coming to the protocol, now let us see how the data link layer can combine framing, flow control and error control to achieve the delivery of data from one node to another. The protocols are normally implemented in software by using one of the common programming languages. The protocols will be normally implemented in software. We divide the discussion of protocols into those that can be used for noiseless channel and those that can be used for noisy channel. So we divide the discussion of protocols into two types, noiseless channel and noisy channel. Generally, noiseless channel will not be there. It is not practical. There will be noisy channels, which is practical. Noiseless channels are error-free, whereas noisy channels are error-creating channels. Protocols in the first category cannot be used in real life, but they serve as a basis for understanding the protocols of noisy channel. So this is the taxonomy of protocol discussed in this chapter. So the protocols are divided into two types: noiseless channel and noisy channel. In noiseless channel, we have simplest and stop and wait. These are the two types in noiseless channel protocols. Whereas in noisy channel, we have stop and wait, automatic repeat request, go back N, automatic repeat request, selective repeat, automatic repeat request. These are the three types for noisy channel. What are they? Stop and wait ARQ, go back N ARQ, selective repeat ARQ. Noiseless channel. Let us first assume we have an ideal channel in which no frames are lost, duplicated or corrupted. We assume that no frames are lost, duplicated or corrupted. We introduce two protocols for this type of channels. The first is a protocol that does not use flow control. The second is the one that does. Simplest protocol. So we will see the first simplest protocol. Our first protocol is one that has no flow or error control. So simplest protocol does not have flow or error control. It is a unidirectional protocol in which data frames are traveling in only one direction from the sender to the receiver. So it is a unidirectional protocol. The data link layer of the receiver immediately removes the header from the frame and hands the data packet to its network layer, which can also accept the packets immediately. So the data link layer of the receiver immediately removes the header. There will be header and trailers. So it removes the header from the frame, and then if there is any trailer, it removes the trailer also and hands the data packet to its network layer, which can also accept the packets immediately. Simplest protocol design. There is no need for flow control in this scheme. In simplest protocol, there is no need for flow control. In this scheme, the data link layer at the sender side gets data from its network layer, makes a frame out of the data and sends it. The data link layer at the receiver side receives a frame from its physical layer, extract data from the frame and deliver the data to its network layer. So the physical layer will remove at the receiver side, the physical layer will receive the data, removes the extra data that is attached to it, that is header, and delivers the data to its network layer. So the design of the simplest protocol with no flow or error control. So the data will come from network layer, upper layers to the network and data link layer, which will be sent to the physical layer, which will be sent through physical layer. And it reaches the receiver. One is reaching the receiver. The receive frame will go back to the upper layers, such as it will first reaches the physical layer. After that, it goes back to the data link layer, and it will deliver to the network layer. So application for sender side. So there will be an algorithm running on the sender side. There will be an algorithm running on the sender side. It repeats forever. So it waits for the event. What is the event? Request from the network layer. It waits for the event to occur. That event is nothing but request from the network layer. Once the request from the network layer comes, the algorithm accepts the data and sends it to the receiver. At the receiver side, there will be an algorithm for receiver side which will repeat forever. It also waits for one event. It waits for notification from the physical layer. Once notification from the physical layer comes, the algorithm receives the data and sends it to the upper layers. Simplest protocol design. The procedure at the sender side is constantly running. There is no action until there is a request from the network layer. The procedure at the receiver side is also constantly running, but there is no action until notification from the physical layer arrives. Both procedures are constantly running because they do not know when the corresponding events will occur. So both the procedure at the sender side, procedure at the receiver side, both will be constantly running because they don't know when the corresponding events will occur. This is the sender side algorithm for the simplest protocol. There will be an infinite loop, which is while true, which is an infinite loop. It will wait for the event. It will sleep until an event occurs. If an event request to send comes, it will get the data, make the frame, and send the frame. So the algorithm has infinite loop, which means lines 3 to 9 are repeated forever once the program starts. The algorithm is an event-driven one, which means that it sleeps until an event wakes it up. Simplest protocol. Get data takes data from the data packet from the network layer. So there is a get data function. It takes the data packet from the network layer. There is a make frame function which adds a header and delimiter flags to the data packet to make a frame. And there is a send frame function which delivers the frame to the physical layer for transmission. So this is the receiver side algorithm for the simplest protocol. So there will be an infinite loop while true. It will wait for the event. If the event arrival notification comes, then it will receive the frame, extract the data and deliver the data to the upper layers. The direction of the frames and data is upward. The event here is the arrival of a data frame. After the event occurs, the data link layer receives the frame from the physical layer using the receive frame process. Extract the data from the frame using the extract data process. So the data which is received will be extracted from the physical layer using the extract data process. And it delivers the data to the network layer using the deliver data process. There is an example for communication using this protocol. So this is an example. Here the sender A is sending the data to receiver B. It sends the frames. The frame is a tilted rectangular box. So the request will be sent, and upon arrival, the receiver receives the frame. As it is a noiseless channel, we assume that there is no noises are present. There is no distortion in the channel. There are no losses in the channel. And we send the frame and we receive the frame. This is an example. Next type of protocol is stop and wait protocol. The protocol we discuss now is called the stop and wait protocol because the sender sends one frame, stops until it receives confirmation from the receiver, okay to go ahead, and then sends the next frame. So once the data is sent by the sender, it waits for the confirmation from the receiver. Once the confirmation is received, it will send the next frame. We still have unidirectional communication for data transfer for data frames, but auxiliary acknowledgement frames, simple tokens of acknowledgement, travel from the other direction. So this is basically a unidirectional communication, even though there is a acknowledgement traveling from the other side, from receiver to the sender side. Comparing the figure with previous figure, we can see the traffic on the forward channel and the reverse channel. At any time, there is either one data frame on the forward channel or one acknowledgement frame on the reverse channel. We therefore need a half duplex line. As we see this figure, as we can see this figure, there is a frame from sender to the receiver, and there is an acknowledgement from receiver to the sender, and there is no distortion, there is no error in between the transmission in the noiseless channel. So this is the design of stop and wait protocol. As you can see here, there is a algorithm. The data will come from the upper layers to the network layer and data link layer, which will be sent to the physical layer. The receiver will receive the frame and it will be sent to the upper layers, such as data link layer and network layer. The receiver will send the acknowledgement to the, it will send the frame, acknowledgement frame to the sender. So there is an algorithm for sender side. It will wait for the notification from the physical layer and it will also wait for the request from the network layer. When one of these events occur, appropriate action will be taken. Now there is a for infinite loop running, which is nothing but the algorithm for receiver side. It will wait for the event, which is nothing but notification from the physical layer. When one of these notifications occurs, the algorithm will do the appropriate action. It will take the data and send it to the upper layers. So this is the sender side algorithm for stop and wait protocol. There is an infinite loop while true. There is a variable which is nothing but can send, which is set to true. It will allow the first frame to wait for the event. Wait for event. It will sleep until an event occurs. If the event request to send and consent both are true, request to send and consent, if both are true, it will take the data, it will get the data, it will make the frame and it will send the data. It will send the frame and it will make consent false. It cannot send until acknowledgement arrives. That's why it makes consent to false until an acknowledgement arrives. Now the other part of the program is wait for event. If event arrival notification means if there is an acknowledgement has arrived, it will receive the frame and it will make the variable consent to true. Here two events can occur. A request from the network layer or an arrival notification from the physical layer. These are the two events. After a frame is sent, the algorithm must ignore another network layer request until the frame is acknowledged. So after a frame is sent, the algorithm must ignore another network layer request until the acknowledgement frame is received by the sender. So receiver side algorithm for stop and wait protocol. So while true there is an infinite loop, it will wait for the event. If event arrival notification, if data frame arrives, it will receive frame, extract data, deliver the data and send the frame to the upper layers. And it will send the frame, which is nothing but an acknowledgement frame. And it will send this received data to the upper layers. Receive frame to the upper layers. After receiving, it will send the acknowledgement frame. After the data from frame arrives, the receiver sends an acknowledgement frame to acknowledge the receipt and allow the sender to send the next frame. So there is a example which is showing the communication using this protocol. As you can see this, the data is sent by the sender, frame is sent by the sender, which is received by the receiver, which send an acknowledgement. Once acknowledgement is received, it will send another frame. Again, it will wait for the acknowledgement. Once it is received, it will send another frame. This is how communication takes place between the sender and receiver. Okay, thank you. With this, noiseless channel communication is completed.